Racing is proudly brought to you by Sparacio'S Speed Shop and QC Racing. Welcome back to the Aussie Diecast Racing League for what should be an exciting day of racing here at Thunder Valley with Sparacio'S Mustang Challenge Prelim Final number 1. Let's meet the drivers. First up in the 68 Shelby GT 500, it's Sean Matthew. Driver number 2 in the 2018 Custom GT, it's Chris Hood. Driver number 3 in the Matchbox Cobra Jet, it's Numbskull. And driver number 4 in the 67 Mustang GT, it's Jim Lysenring. Let's check out the odds thanks to Sportsbet. Numbskull, the odds on favourite there, $1.40, Lysenring $1.80, Chris Hood $2, and Sean Matthew $2.20. Drivers are strapped in and ready to launch for race number 1 here at Thunder Valley. Sean Matthew and Numbskull ready to attack the fat track here in race number 1. As always, the start most important here at Thunder Valley. The lights count down, out they go, the cars take off. That's a great start by Numbskull. Matthew challenging hard, Numbskull loses control. Lysenring pushing up, tries to pass, can't get there. That's a good victory for Numbskull in race number 1. Adds 5 points to his total over Lysenring. Sean Matthew and Chris Hood found himself in trouble and ended up out the back in race number 1 to claim just the 1 point. Let's have a look at the replay, see what happened here in race number 1. Just here we see Numbskull getting airborne. Magnificent manoeuvre that one. That set him into a spinning motion. He turned himself around the right way coming down the straight. Lysenring tried to jump the barrier just near the finish line, which almost let Sean Matthew through to claim second, but luckily enough there for Jim Lysenring, he had the composure to regain his vehicle and finish in second position. There goes Chris Hood rolling across the line. Let's check out the scores after race number 1 where we see Numbskull on 5, Jim Lysenring 3, Sean Matthew 2 and Chris Hood on 1. Drivers have changed lanes, they've rotated, they're ready to roll. Chris Hood up the front for the first time today with Sean Matthew from Zelda Diecast Racing. Lights begin to count down. Race number 2, away they go. It's a good start once again there by Sean Matthew. Takes a whole shot. Here comes Hood. He's battling hard. Matthew spins out, gets the victory. A time of 5.39. Matthew wins over Chris Hood, Numbskull, and Jim Lysenring, disappointingly for him, comes in 4th. A handy 1 point to his total, but he would have been expecting more there. Sean Matthew just got T-boned here by Chris Hood. Nasty manoeuvre there. But in the end, it was Chris Hood and Sean Matthew battling it out down the straight. Sean Matthew just hanging on to claim the victory in a reasonable time here in the second event of the day here at Thunder Valley. Let's check out the leaderboard after race number 2 where we see Numbskull and Sean Matthew tied on 7 points apiece. Chris Hood and Lysenring also tied on 4.
Do any of these bets look familiar to you, mate? A tote bet. Odds and evens. Really? A massage voucher.
Oh, yeah, that's mine. Sorry.
I've got 10 more right here. Do I need to go on?
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I've already downloaded the Sportsbet app. I love it. It won't happen again.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's definitely expired, but I reckon I can get them to accept it.
BS responsibly with Sportsbet.
Welcome back for race number 3, prelim final number 1 of Sparacio'S Mustang Challenge. 4 drivers trying to fight on through to the final in just a few weeks' time. Lights count down, Lysenring on pole with Chris Hood as they hit the first bend. It's Lysenring, there goes Numbskull, gets out of control out of turn number 4, he gets the win. Numbskull over Lysenring, Chris Hood, Sean Matthew finishes in 4th. Well, it looked like it was going to be all Lysenring, but he got out of control just here and power slid through the first bend. That left Numbskull to get around the corner. He took the whole shot, spun out of control. Lysenring come back hard. Once again hit the wall very hard there near the finish line. But luckily enough for Numbskull, he had the power and the motion to get across the line and claim 5 more points, which puts him on 12. Second is Sean Matthew on 8. Lysenring still hanging around there on 7. And Chris Hood is on 6 as we move into the final round of the day. The top 2 on points move on through to the final. Numbskull and Jim Lysenring, two of the fastest cars going around this track. They share pole for the last event. Lights go out, away we go. Who's going to get the whole shot this time? Oh, it's Lysenring. There's trouble everywhere. Numbskull got himself completely out of control, and Lysenring goes across the line backwards to beat Numbskull, Sean Matthew and Chris Hood in what was an absolute nightmare of a race for everyone involved. There was carnage heading into turn number 1. Numbskull got completely sideways and went from one lane to the next. Just near the Pirelli sign here, you can see him cutting across. Cars were hitting each other left, right and centre. Lysenring went across the line backwards. In the end to claim an easy victory and 5 very handy points for him. Well, look at the leaderboard, see who's going through to the final. It's Numbskull and Jim Lysenring on 12 points and 15 points respectively. Just missing out is Sean Matthew and Chris Hood. Well, what a drive by Numbskull, finished on 15 points. Fantastic effort by him, and Jim Lysenring moves on through to the final in just a few weeks' time. Great driving by Jim. Sadly, we've got to say goodbye to Sean Matthew. Go and check him out at Zelda Diecast Racing. And sadly, it's the end of the road for Chris Hood, who put together a fantastic lap of 4.96 just a few weeks ago. If you've liked what you've seen, please like, comment and subscribe. Remember to come back here next week for prelim final number 2 of Sparacio'S Mustang Challenge right here at Thunder Valley.